Greetings to all the fourth dimensional beings watching this from a higher plane of existence. 1 dimension of space, 3 dimensions of time. All that cool shit. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're doing whatever it is that you enjoy doing. Which would be incomprehensible to me if you tried to describe it, I'm sure. We got a rapidly flickering flame texture here. And we are about to go into the church. Beautiful stained glass. Busty women just standing here outside. Piously, though. You know, they're resisting temptation. They're doing well. They're, relatively conservatively dressed. I shouldn't point out the bustiness right away. That's why I got to go into the church. I got to repent. I got to cleanse myself. Speaking of which, I don't know if the priest is aware of this, but there are several imps just kind of loitering outside. I mean, maybe they're considering cleansing themselves, Maybe that's what they're thinking about. All right. Let's talk to Father Aeiouraeyouk here. It's a really roundabout way to produce the sound Eric. I mean, really, they could have just spelled it E-R-I-C or E-R-I-C-K or... But no, they had to go with whatever Welsh Anglo-Saxon jumble of vowels that is. Like, like, for fuck's sake, you guys. Sometimes the simplification of language is a good thing. Sometimes editing is good. Not everything is like some sort of... It's like that boomer comic where the woman makes some innocuous comment like, oh, they don't have this coffee in stock, and he's like opening the calendar to 1984. Not every change to language is a bad one. I'm just going to put that out there. Language mutates on its own. People change it every day. So just because some institution makes a change rather than, a random group of people, it's like, oh, then it equals bad. It's like sometimes those changes are good. Sometimes reducing a jumble of vowels to something a little more streamlined that makes a little more sense is a good thing. You don't have to freak out about it. People freak out about that shit. It's one of those sensationalized meme comments I hear a lot of. Like anytime, there's some sensational clickbait article. It's like, oh, the Oxford English Dictionary made this change. Some guy will make some sort of freak out video about it. It's just like, you calm the fuck down. Like, language is changing all the time. Just go with the flow, man. If someone makes some insidious, censorious change, obviously oppose that shit. You should. I agree. But, streamlining Eric's name here so it's not a fucking mess. At least in my autistic brain, that's totally fine. I encourage that. So having ranted at this poor fuck behind his back, I'm going to have to apologize to him. I'm going to have to say a Hail Mary or something now.
Greetings, V-Master.
Could you check my items for junk? What kind of question is that?
Certainly, but I should warn you that I don't know about all items. There doesn't seem to be any junk in your trunk at all. You're doing very well. Your BMI is low. You're looking very trim and cut, to be honest. I've got to get on your loadout.
I had no idea that was a question. What does he tell you what you can get rid of? Like,
those flyers to Bob's Axes aren't required for anything.
Imagine if he told you that and then you did the quest, Morning's End Part 2, and you talked to the dwarf and he was like, yeah, I'm going to need one of those flyers, bro. You're like, fuck, Father Aeiouraeyouk, you let me down, bro. It wasn't junk.
He's like, ha ha ha, got another one.
I'd just like to ask you something. It's a spiritual question, Father.
Please do.
Oh my God. Should we go through every option? Let's talk about gods and demons. Oh my God. Okay. Oh boy. Ooh. Maybe I'll do a separate video where I just read all this quietly as like a lore video. Maybe we'll do that. If I read all this, this is gonna be a 30-minute video before we even start the quest. God damn. Oof. That's gonna be like walls of text.
I heard that Gielinor has 3 gods. Indeed, this is correct. Saradomin, Guthix, and Zamorak. Saradomin, the great and glorious, gives life to this world. Zamorak craves only death and destruction, and hot pockets. Guthix, calling itself a god of balance, is really just some sort of piddling, middling, I don't pick sides like Sweden kind of guy. He's the most annoying, to be honest. At least Zamorak provides nice foil for Saradomin, and We can attribute all our naughty things to him. He's very convenient, really, but Guthix is just kind of an annoying hippie. Is there anything else you'd like to ask?
I guess that's not so bad. Maybe we can go through all the text options. Why the fuck not? Okay, gods and demons. Wars of the gods.
I want to know about the wars of the gods. That was a terrible time. The armies of Saradomin fought gloriously against the minions of Zamorak. You notice how I use the word armies for Saradomin and minions for Zamorak, even though both armies were comprised of the same soulless, mindless drone NPCs operating under remote control.
He's fallen asleep. Look at his eyes.
He's like, even I'm bored by this. Many brave warriors and noble cities were overthrown and destroyed utterly.
I mean, if they're overthrown, that kind of implies they were... well, I guess if they were taken over, they may not have been razed. He should have used the term razed.
How did it all end?
Well, it hasn't really ended, dude. They're still fighting in the mountains, if you're not aware.
Before the Zamorakian forces could be utterly routed, Lord Saradomin took pity on them, and the battle-scattered world, and allowed a truce.
So, Zamorak just agreed to this. I haven't read up on any of the lore of RuneScape. I actually have no idea about the God Wars at all. I've skipped every quest about that. Which is part of the reason I do this series, is I like to read the lore, which normally I would rapidly skip through and not pay any fucking attention to. So that's interesting. Zamorak just agreed to the truce. Alright, let's talk about distant lands.
Can you tell me about the Wildie? If Entrana is a land dedicated to the glory of Saradomin, the wilderness is surely the land of Zamorak. It's a dangerous place where adventurers such as yourself may encounter Panda or one of his alts. They'll use their combat skills in their struggle for... well, their struggle to compensate for whatever shortcomings have caused them to hunt down players in a single world server of roughly about 20 people online average. I mean, that's really quite sad if you ask pretty much anyone. The wilderness has different levels. In a low-level area, you can only fight adventurers whose combat level's closer to yours, etc., etc. You can basically fill in the blanks at this point. If you dare to go far northwest of the wilderness, there's a building called the Mage Arena, where you can get some fun capes. Is there anything else you'd like to ask?
Let's talk about strange beasts. Actually, no, wait. Fuck. Poison and how to survive. That's pretty simple. Wealth through slaughter. What the fuck? What monsters drop good items?
As a general rule, tougher monsters drop more.
Okay, that makes sense. Fuck off. That's easy. We get it. That's just common sense here. Misty jungles. Ooh. Humid. Let's talk about mystical realms.
How many realms are there in this game?
What mystical realms can I visit? It's like,
well, if you have access to some DMT, where you can visit quite a few. The fabled lost city of Xanarus has an entrance somewhere near here. It's funny that I know about that, since there's a troop that's been searching for it for quite some time. They should have just asked me. I probably could have pointed them in the right direction. In my research, I came across ancient references to some kind of abyss. I could have just traveled to, well...
Fuck, I can't remember the name of the town. I'm really slipping here. He could have just traveled to fucking, what's it called? That city. Jesus Christ. He could have just traveled to Varrock. Good God. And just, there's a guy there who kind of worships it. Plus the abyss is right above there. There's a dude who'll just teleport you there, bro. I guess he must never leave his little temple here. Let's check this out here. Distant lands, underground domains. Ooh. Tell me about what's underground.
Oh, the Dwarven realms. Yes, there was a time back in the Fourth Age when we humans would have been able to venture underground. That was before we had magic. The dwarves were quite a threat. Still, it's much more friendly now. You can visit the vast Dwarven mine if you like. The entrance is on the mountain north of Falador. If you go further west, you may be able to visit Keldagrim, but they were a bit cautious about letting humans in last time I asked. On the other hand, if you go west of Brimhaven, you'll find a huge underground labyrinth full of giants, demons, dogs, and dragons to fight. It's even bigger than the caves under Tavali, although the Tavali dungeon's pretty good for training your combat skills. Is there anything else you'd like to ask?
It's actually nice they give the player this, like, tutorial resource here. You know, a priest is a trustworthy figure. He's in the first city that you end up in. Yeah. Your hat. He doesn't have a hat.
I want to ask about your non-existent hat. Oh, why, thank you. It's actually made of invisible cloth. I rather like it myself.
You guys should fix that. Either remove that dialogue option or give the motherfucker a hat. He clearly doesn't have one.
How can I get an invisible hat? You could buy one off another player or wait until they're next made available by the council. The council? What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, I couldn't possibly part with my invisible hat.
Good lord. Days gone by. Man, you can ask this guy about anything. The origin of magic? What the fuck?
Where did humans learn to activate their pineal gland and access the ancient ways of psychic powers? Ah, that was Joe Rogan who opened us up to that knowledge. He was instructed to do so by his CIA handler. You see, this has all been planned very carefully. If you expose people to certain information at the wrong times or at the wrong pace, well, let's just say very bad things can happen. I don't even want to get into it. Let's just say it involves Atlantis. This sort of information revolutionizes our way of life. It jolts us into a new age, the age of Aquarius. They say a traveler in the north discovered psychic powers, although no records state exactly how he found them. From this, he was able to summon the magic of the 4 elements, using magic as a tool and a weapon. He and his followers learned how to bind the power into little stones, so that if we die, we actually get teleported into them.
And land south of here, they constructed a thing with the wizards and blah, blah, blah. Okay, is there anything else you'd like to ask?
Thanks, but it's been about 10 minutes and we really need to get the quest in. As you wish.
Okay. Well, we could just keep talking to this guy. Man, there's a lot of options here, but let's get the quest started here.
Is there anything I can do for you? I'm running short of food. I'd like some cooked chickens. Please bring me 15.
What can I get that?
We could try killing some and then cooking them. My God, are you that stupid?
Okay, what the fuck, man? Does he actually give you rewards for this? Alright, here he goes. Here's the fucking option.
I'm actually looking for a quest. Something not involving chickens. That's lucky. I need someone to do a quest for me.
Okay, 12 minutes into the video. Let me help you.
Thank you for finally getting to the fucking point. The problem is there's a ghost in the church graveyard. I'd like you to get rid of it.
It's like, shouldn't that be your province, Father? I mean, spirits coming back from the dead's kind of against Saradonan's holy order, isn't it? I mean, you'd think as a priest you'd know some basic exorcisms or something.
Look, you asked if you could help me. You asked for a quest not involving chickens. This ghost thing fits those 2 parameters. Now, if you need any help helping me, my friend Father Ernie is an expert on ghosts.
So why don't you just go to him then?
I believe he's currently living as a hermit in Lumbridge Swamp. He's a little shack in the southwest of the swamps. Exit the graveyard through the south, blah, blah, blah.
My name is Father... Didn't you already tell me that?
All right. Nice to meet you, I guess. Take care traveling through that swamp. I've heard it's quite stinky.
I will, thanks. You guys ever watched that movie, Neverending Story? What is it, Swamp of Eternal Stench or something, where if you touch like one droplet of it, you can never wash it off. It's like you just smell like shit for the rest of your life. I'm wondering if we can get the ghost to talk to us. Can we get it to ooh-woo-woo? Or do we have to talk to the... probably have to talk to the priest first, I'm guessing. Yep, nothing's happening, so let's go talk to Father Ernie. Strong you. Oh, interesting.
That's for attaching a rope to at some point.
I was going to grab some swamp tar as we dash through here, because we're going to need some for other quests, but I've already wasted so much time going through Father aeiouraeiouk's dialogue. I think I'll just go ahead and accelerate productivity and just get the fuck moving, get to this quest step here. Here we are. As I recall, this guy's kind of an acerbic prick to you. He doesn't really seem to want any company. I am going to steal a pair of his gloves, though. So now we have boots and gloves. Epic. Epic win.
Go away, I'm meditating.
Well, that's friendly.
I said go away.
Okay, sheesh, what a grouch. Father aeiouraeiouk sent me to talk to you.
I suppose I'd better talk to you then. What problems has he got himself into this time? If he's got imp beads stuck up his you-know-what again, I'm not helping him this time.
Do you mean he gets himself into bead-related problems often?
Yes, he's a bloody pervert and a closeted homosexual. I've been telling him for years he's just come out of the closet. It's why I broke up with him in the first place. Bloody religion. Anyway, when we were trainee priests, he kept on getting stuck up bell ropes. Anyway, I don't have time for chit-chat about his proclivities. What's his problem this time?
He's got a ghost haunting his graveyard.
Oh, the silly fool. He's got to know some sort of exorcism spell, doesn't he, at this point? Good Lord, he's older than me. I left town for just 5 months, and already he can't manage. It was the same when we were together. He couldn't exist without me. He couldn't even brush his teeth or put on his clothes. Ugh. Well, I can't go back and exercise it. I vowed not to leave this place till I'd done a full 2 years of prayer and meditation. Come to think of it, I had a vow of silence going until you showed up. Now I'll have to start the whole 2-year clock all over again. I'll tell you what I can do. Take this amulet.
Father already hands you an amulet.
It's an amulet of ghost speak. So-called because when you wear it, you can speak to ghosts. You could just try decalcifying your pineal gland, but most people aren't disciplined enough for that. It requires diet, exercise, meditation, all sorts of things. It's easier to just put this on. A lot of ghosts are doomed to be ghosts because they have some important task uncompleted. Some of them just don't want to die, though. I suppose I don't blame them. Being able to exist without a corporeal body and all its nonsense would be glorious. I might hang around as a ghost myself. Anyway, if you know what this task is, you can get rid of the ghost. But I'm not making any guarantees, mind you. It's the best I can do right now.
Oh, thank you. I'll give it a try. All right, let's go ahead and drop this and get a couple more.
Go away.
I've dropped my amulet of ghost speak on the floor right below me, so you'll give me another.
You could just ask me for a second one, you know. Now be more careful this time.
Okay, I'll try to be, but I'm Scottish, so that's unlikely. All right, let's don our amulet here. Almost at 20 minutes in the video. Holy shit, this is pathetic. Check out that fungus, though. You'd fucking talk to ghosts if you took a bite of that. Man, every fucking time I see an earth impling, I think it's a ninja imp. Am I right, fellow V-scapers? Wonder what the chat's been up to lately. Oh yeah, same guy in there. Great. Hitleru less. That Lovecraftian god Hitleru, man, people seem really obsessed with him lately. I heard Kanye's been reading a lot of Lovecraft. He's really been loving the Hitleru guy, this Hitleru dude. All right, let's talk to this fellow. Hello, ghost. How are you?
Not very good, actually.
What's the problem, then?
Did you just understand what I said?
Yep, now tell me what the problem is.
Oh, this is incredible. I didn't expect anyone to ever understand me again.
It's okay, I can understand you because of this amulet.
You didn't decalcify your pineal gland like that Rogan fellow that came here earlier?
No, I was too lazy for that. Do you have any idea why you're doomed to be a ghost?
No, I just know I can't do much of anything like this.
I've been told a certain task may need to be completed so you can rest in peace.
I should think it's probably because a warlock has come along and stolen my skull. If you look inside my coffin there, you'll find my corpse without a head on it.
Do you know where this warlock might be now?
I think it was one of the warlocks who live in the big tower by the sea southwest of here.
Well, those are wizards, not warlocks. Last time I checked, warlocks were the ones who wore the black robes and did evil magic. And the wizards were the blue ones, right? I don't know. It's all Greek to me. I've got level 1 magic after all. Well, I'll try to steal your skull back for you. Then maybe you can rest in peace.
Oh, thank you. That would be such a great relief. It's so dull being a ghost.
I would think it'd be pretty badass. You could float around and scare people. You could. I guess I would get old though. After a while, you'd be like, okay, I'm done with this existence. I'm ready to move on. The whole not dying thing would be nice. Not experiencing pain, not having to eat. There are a lot of positives. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd be so eager to not be a ghost. Being a ghost sounds like not so bad of a deal, to be perfectly honest. And we're already out of run energy. That's one of the perks of being an Iron Man on this server, is there's infinite run for everybody but us Iron memes. So now we get to enjoy the scenery. We get to drag this video out another 30 minutes. It's going to be... This is just like old voicing Vscape. This is great. I was concerned when I decided to redo this series, at least experiment with, at least do a few videos. I was concerned. I was like, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to be able to reach that level of quality that I'd established before, but I'm happy to report that there's still long expanses of nothing that I'm too lazy to edit out of these videos. If it wasn't already obvious, I do not edit these. These are basically just streams I do for myself, and then I just upload the whole thing when it's done. I don't edit them unless there's some really egregious mistake. For example, the last video, I fucked up pretty bad. I moved the game window, and I had to like edit the dimensions of the first 4 minutes of the video because they were completely fucked, and I didn't notice at all because I was too busy reading the dialogue. So I had to edit that, and then I had to splice it into into a copy of the remaining 10 minutes of the video that were fixed, because halfway through recording it I fixed the mistake. Anyway, enough about that. I'm gonna grab some free logs here, because why not? There's another pair of boots there. Interesting. Does that gnome have a dragon wand or something? That thing looks kick-ass, whatever that is. He's got the only copy of the Master wand. It's the upgraded version of the MTA one, which I still don't have on my main because I can't be asked to mess around with that nonsense. I have done MTA up to the point where I got Bones to Peaches and I got the beginner wand and I got the beginner book. But that's it. That is a painful minigame. I have to say, all the minigames in that one are, in that building are pretty awful. I don't know how people tolerate that shit on RealScape with the 1 times XP rate. On Vscape, it's a lot easier. I guess I'm glad I'm not going to have to get that shit on this account because there's no reason to. I mean, there's no voice acting really involved with that. So fuck doing that. You know, oh, I'm going to miss out on the colorful boots. You know, we'll go for wizard boots instead. We'll do 500 medium clues. We'll definitely do that because I love medium clues. They're the best. They're definitely worth the pain. I fucking hate them, man. The problem with medium clues is they can be harder than hard clues. Like if you get a good hard clue that's only a couple steps, if you get lucky, that's great. But you can get a medium clue that's like 4 steps or 3 steps, and you get garbage for it. You get like, oh, a mithril plate legs, and it's like, oh, I spent 25 minutes doing this. That's why I loathe medium clues, because the only reason to do them is to get wizard boots, or I guess if you like Addy G, you could do that, or Addy T, which looks good with the farming cape and a green boater. That does look good. That's some Vscape drip. But if you're not going for those 2 things, really there's no reason to do medium clues. Wizard boots aren't that great. Most people just get the infinity boots because it doesn't take that much grinding. But I fucking hate medium clues, man. I think I've done like 210 on my main, and I just kind of gave up after that. I was like, all right, I did 200. I didn't get the boots. Fuck it. Like I would literally rather do hard clues. They're so much more worth it. The rewards are just better. Even if you get a crappy reward from a hard clue, at least you get decent alks. Like, at least if you get a shit reward, you can be, you know, usually you get like a I don't know, rune pick or something. Or if you're a new account like me, if you get to the point where you can do a hard clue because you've done a few quests, you could get like a rune axe, which would be amazing because I'm going to probably rock the steel axe until like fucking 50 woodcutting. The upgrade from steel to rune isn't actually that significant until you get to cutting like yews. Even maples, I have on like 3 different accounts. I've just said screw the axe grind, and I've cut maple logs with a steel axe. I have not noticed that much of a difference. It's like, don't you want the 2% efficiency increase? It's like, I really don't want to go kill blue dragons for 45 minutes to get a mithril axe. Especially if I've done that already to do the Draenor Manor quest. Because you already need to sacrifice one. You need to do that to get the blessed axe. And then I think you lose that, don't you? Or you... It's either that or you can't use it to cut regular logs. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I could have sworn that was the case. I could have sworn you couldn't use the blessed axe as a normal axe. Maybe you can. We'll find out when we get to that quest. Oh man, this run energy thing. That's just going to be... Most of these quests that involve any sort of traveling, it's just going to be me bitching about the fact that I chose to play an Iron Man and I don't have run energy. I don't have any purple fruits to cram down my throat either. He's just staring in the corner Blair Witch style, this poor motherfucker.
Hello, Ghost. How are you?
I'm doing exactly the same as I was before, thank you. How are you doing finding my skull?
I found it.
Hurrah! Now I can stop being a ghost. Maybe I'll be a ghoul instead. Woohoo! You just need to put it in my coffin there and I'll be free.
Alright, just slide off the lid here. Put the skull in there.
Release! Thank you, stranger.
Oh, wow. Okay, I thought I had to talk to Father whatever.
You just completed Restless Ghost. You can now use the rock skin prayer.
Well, folks, that's another quest in the bag. Got a pimp and amulet. Got ourselves 13 prayer. And we got ourselves a near 30-minute video because of, you can blame Father whatever for that. Father... Anyway, as always, thank you for watching and peace out.